heartening to know the director's sitting here reading on the couch and we're going to start the show in about 10 minutes. But anyway, 10 seconds I mean. First letter tonight. My old man gave me explicit instructions not to bring any more girlfriends around for dinner unless I was serious about them. My old man told me something very similar. And what's going on there? Save the good ones for me. I like the pictorials. Second letter tonight. My son has come to me and asked me a very blunt question: how to find a woman with class like his mum, my first wife, and not one like my current wife. Oh. And the third letter tonight. There is much confusion in our household about whether man did actually land on the moon. We have another nutter that's sent in a letter. All this and more if we can get the director to budge off the couch in about 20 seconds. Sweet and sour, don't go away.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Pour some sugar on me, baby.
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
How's about some chili?
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
That's a bit lame, isn't it? I don't think we'll do that. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sweet and Sour. Gary Mitchell with you for the next half hour. Who else have we got on the panel tonight? Let's meet them straight away. First up, Vincenzo, the Prince of Flesh, is here. Hello,
Gary,
mate.
how are you? I'm very happy to be here.
Oh, mate, always good to have you. But the last time you were here, you told me how to make a slow shoulder roast. And at 4 o'clock in the morning, I had smoke coming out of my oven.
Yeah, it's obvious you don't remember things very well. 75 degrees, 12 hours. Not 120 degrees,
I
my
did,
man.
but that was my suntan recipe. But the slow shoulder didn't quite work like that, mate.
Attempt it again and you'll be a very happy boy.
All right, mate,
it's
I'll
the
let you
greatest recipe ever.
All right, I'll try again. Shelley, you a good cook?
Sometimes, although I don't eat red meat, though I do cook it for my 10-year-old son
Why don't
sometimes.
you eat red meat? And welcome to the show, by the way.
Oh, thank you, thanks. It's my first time. I'm a sweet and sour virgin. No, I actually am.
Millsy's laughing. Yeah.
That's right. I used to read the weather actually on Wake Up WA. So
Did you really?
That's okay. I don't get that scared.
Okay. So you're an old hand at this.
Well, no, I'm kind of opinionated though.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, they'll tell us if you're opinionated and whether they like your opinions or not, because we receive emails and if we don't ask you back, you know what's happened.
And then what do they say
Hello,
about
Les.
me?
You're allowed to come back.
I'm
We've
allowed
got
to
all
come
these
back.
blokes who write in and say, can we have Lezly back, please?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
He's a
me
millionaire.
mostly.
Yeah.
How are you, mate?
I'm good. How are you?
You've swapped jobs.
I have swapped jobs.
From where to where?
From Allied Residential to Ray White UXL.
We don't do plugs here, but what was it again?
Ray White UXL.
Okay, that's right. And what do you do there?
I'm a sales PA.
A sales PA.
Yes, so I do home opens and callbacks and all the fun things that my bosses don't like doing.
So people can ring you at Ray White's and
I'm
ask
not
for
giving
Lezly
out,
and-
they can, yes.
Millsy!
Mitch, how you going, mate?
How's the breakfast going?
Yes, still there.
All
Touch
right.
wood. Yes,
Touch
going
wood?
all right.
On your
yes.
own now?
For
Loving the space?
For the moment. Yeah, loving the space, doing my bit, just trying to have a bit of fun.
And we've got you really late too, because you normally go to bed at what time?
Oh, no, I'm normally up.
All right, tell us anything. Welcome back, mate. Good to have you here. Ready
Thanks,
to
mate.
do some work?
Absolutely.
Here we go. Dear Mitch and panel, coming to us, locally. David from Cannington, WA, writes, what's the have-to in meeting the parents in a new relationship? Here's the deal. We've been going out for only 2 months. To me, that's a pretty new relationship. Neither of us lives at our parental homes, so to meet the parents without a casual bump into means a big deal, organised dinner or similar at her parents' place, and then a similar dinner at my parents' place. Well, that's what she wants, but it isn't what I want. In fact, my old man gave me explicit instructions not to bring any more of my girlfriends around for dinner unless I was serious about them. Well, after 2 months, how the hell would I know if I'm serious or not? I mean, we have a relationship and all that, but it's far too early to tell if this will be a long-term relationship. Does anyone know at this early point? Well, I just don't want to take her to my folks' place, and frankly, I don't want to meet her folks either. But what's protocol? I don't want to be pushed into this, but I don't want to be a jerk about it either. As we said, David from Cannington, WA, Millsy, what's protocol here? He's been going out for 2 months. She wants him to meet. He doesn't want to meet. He reckons it's too early.
Yeah, no, mate, you're a loser. Fair to go. Look, with all due respect, and I know we're here to help you, but look, if you're already worried about going and meeting the parents, this relationship is doomed from the time it started, and mate, you should go and look for another party. If you really don't want to meet the parents, then what about the friends and the family and everyone else? Dump her. That's my advice, mate.
No, but she might dump him after all this goes together.
Mate, fair income. I mean, if you're worried about the parents, mate, please.
But
get
hang
right.
on, that's pretty nerve-wracking, though. We don't know how old the bloke is, and for a young fella, meeting the parents is
But it's
pretty
it's
nerve-wracking.
not like it's his first relationship, and he's only been going out with her for 2 months. It's an opportunity, a networking opportunity.
He has to go round for dinner.
Hit him up, ask him for a quid. Say how much have you got, find out the bank balance. I mean, at least try and work out. You know, there must be some benefit in doing this, but look, if that's all you can do to get your rocks off and go and see the relatives, this relationship's doomed. I mean, after 2 months, if we were together, we wouldn't
I
have
would have
time.
asked to meet your parents within the first hour, I reckon.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even thought about yours.
Chemistry on Sweet and Sour, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, Les, come on in. What's going on here? Would you dump this bloke if he didn't want to meet your parents after 2 months?
I wouldn't want to meet his parents after 2 months.
When would you want to meet his parents?
I reckon most relationships have a 3-month cold feet stage where you will know whether you're going to be together after 3 months. Most blokes after 3 months get cold feet, and it's either it's a make or break. Yeah,
I'll remember that, 3 months. so every girl knows that it's 3 months, do they?
Well, that's just
Okay.
in my
After that, you cut and run.
experiences. Yeah.
Good. Boys, you're listening? All right.
So I wouldn't be pushing to see them. And
Hang on. If he was writing to us and saying this is 3 months,
Yeah.
what would you be saying?
I wouldn't. Why do you care so much? Who cares? It's just having dinner with free food.
She cares.
Why are you complaining? It's free food.
She cares. He doesn't want to go.
Has
She
he
wants him to
talked
meet.
about it though with her?
No, he's
He
talking
hasn't.
to us.
Yeah, exactly. Sit down with your girlfriend and have a conversation. Hey, babe, don't really want to meet the parents. I think it's a bit too soon.
What happens if she turns around and says, "Oh, you really don't like me that much, then"? You'd really want to meet me. You'd really want to meet my parents.
Then you have a
if wanted
fight
to.
and have makeup sex.
Is
Yes.
that how it works? That's the best bit of advice we've ever given on this show, I think. Terrific. All right, do you concur, Shell?
No, I don't.
Tell us.
I do concur about the free food being the new. I do.
As long as it's vegan based.
No, I actually do believe that the parents will put on a beautiful spread, and you should go and enjoy the free food and their hospitality. However, they are going to be looking at you as marriage material, because this is what happens. They're going to be sizing you up. And on the flip side of this, I actually wonder if she doesn't like you, because the fastest way to get rid of a guy that you don't like is to take him home to your parents after 8 weeks. Now, especially if you've been horizontal folk dancing, now that's going to teach you a very big lesson, isn't it?
Horizontal folk dancing.
Is that what they call it these days?
What's the gastronomic accompaniment to horizontal folk dancing, Vince? Is there one?
I don't know.
It's not a slow cooked shoulder roast, is it?
I suppose it's if the parents turn around and cook a beautiful Scotch fillet or a tenderloin, then you know they really want you in the family. But if they turn around and do a sausage barbecue, I don't think they'll be wanting you around. But truly, mate, you're a loser. At the end of the day, you know, if I meet somebody, I'd want to meet their friends. I want to go to where they work, even if I use the excuse to drop in some flowers. I'd want to know all about them. Sounds to me like you're only interested in horizontal dancing and you're not interested in what comes with it. So I tell you what, have a fight with a break up and finish up having makeup sex by yourself.
The whole hog.
When we come back, we're going to be extending this conversation. It was a good one. No, we're going to be talking about defining class. What is class? Especially if the letter writers, yes, it's a man, he wants to know what's class in a woman. When we come back, don't go away, more of Sweet and Sour. See you then. Welcome back to Sweet and Sour. If you'd like to send us a letter, send it to the address that's appearing on your screen right now, which is letters@sweetandsour.net.au. And for every letter that we do read out, we're going to send you to the movies, courtesy of the very lovely Natalie Cameron. And the movie we're sending you to is Let Me In. Natty's getting married in a few weeks' time too, so congratulations, Natty. Sometime in November. Here we go, letter 2. Hello, panellists. I thought a lack of class in a woman is demonstrated by someone who is loud, burps and very bogan. Well, that's certainly the easiest way to pick it. As I've got older, I've realised class has everything to do with upbringing. That is good parenting, I think. I've seen people with bucket loads of money and zero class. I've seen people with years of academic study to their credit and zero class. I've seen alcohol turn the most timid into classless monsters, and I've seen those with little means and little education exhibiting the classiest behaviour available. I think, however, I'm married to a class chameleon. She's quietly spoken, has poise, and is pleasant to be with until she has one drink, or suffers one anxiety attack, or has one event that throws her out of her comfort zone and she becomes base. Loud, abusive, demanding, irrational, aggressive, just horrible. I've had so many tell me, "You've got such a classy lady," but they just don't know. My son has come to me and asked me a very blunt question: how to find a woman with class like his mum, my first wife, and not one like my current wife. I was shocked that he'd actually seen right through my current wife. Well, my question to the panel is, what is class? How do you identify it in a woman? I obviously can't advise him, as I dumped my very classy first wife for a better looking version who I initially thought was just as classy, but is not by at least half. Vincenzo, this man sounds like he's really sorry he said goodbye to his first wife.
Mate, you are suffering, aren't you? You had the best and now you got the rest. Very sad. Class is all about manners and caring for everybody else, my friend. And I think that your son is going to have to try and suck as much as he can out of your first relationship, because out of your second, he's already woken up to it, and maybe he'll be a better man for it. Probably keep your mouth shut and don't give him any advice. He'll pick it up pretty quick himself.
He has already, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Married to a classy lady? Say hello to Anne, come on.
Hello, Anne, my darling, I do love you.
She hasn't got a shoulder roast baking in the oven at the moment, has she?
No, I think she's just laid down on her shoulder today. Waiting for me to go home, aren't you, darling?
How much of the cooking do you share?
Actually, these days I probably do about 75% of the cooking, but early in our marriage she used to do as much as 100%. Then our kids came along and she started to do as little as 25%, because I love the kids to learn to cook.
They all
if you
cook?
teach your kids to cook, everyone will chase
Do they
them.
cook?
Of course they do. They love to eat, don't they?
They
have to learn
so
to
do
cook.
I, but I'm a useless cook.
No,
I
I
burned the
made
shoulder
sure.
roast, mate.
You did. You need more practice, and you've got to eat your mistakes quietly.
What?
Eat your mistakes,
Mate,
and that'll
mine looked
teach
at me
you.
like this. It was atrocious. Are you a good cook, Shell?
Sometimes I'm a mood cooker, so if I'm in the right mood, then
Is that like a mood ring, except in food?
it's a female thing. If you're in the right mood, then you'll cook very well.
What mood are you in now? Purple.
I am. That's
You're
the
in a
sign
purple
of frustration, apparently.
All right. Tell me about classy women. How do you know if a woman's classy?
Okay, class. I always thought that class was a term that's actually used to define livestock. Would that be right?
Yes. Lots of classes in
livestock, and also monetary status, whether a person can afford to go into the A class or the B class, you know, and I think it's a little bit derogatory. Now I'm just wondering, why is this guy, another selfish guy, but why is he actually taking his current wife to places where she drinks alcohol? If she's obviously got some problems there and some issues, and maybe some disposition to anxiety attacks.
Him. Maybe he doesn't have any choice in
Well, maybe some counselling or some therapy would be. I actually
enjoy her class at home.
Yeah, exactly. Like some people would love to have a fiery lady. You know, keep it at home, keep it in the bedroom. And really, your son shouldn't be, picking up on this. And I'm just worried about what's been said. Acceptance takes a long time too. If you're not, the biological parent.
All right. The son, Les, has picked up that his mum is a really classy dame, and his dad's second wife ain't that classy at all.
I'm thinking alcohol.
He's pretty aware.
He is pretty aware. I'm thinking with the whole class thing, alcohol comes into it a lot. I've done some door work in my time, and
some what work?
Door work.
Door work.
Security work. Alcohol turns girls into monsters. It strips their class. They swear. They stumble. It's just alcohol in any mix.
Ugly.
It is. It's ugly, and it can take the classiest girl and give her a glass of wine, and she turns into a monster. So I would.
Sometimes, though, it's very effective. Depends, depends what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It depends on the outcome you're after. But if you're trying to be classy, I wouldn't have too many wines. Just.
You might not have taken her home to the parents before you married the second one.
This one seems to lose her class when she moves out of, I think, comfort zones. No matter what happens, has anxiety attacks or. Doesn't matter what she does. If she's not comfortable, she's classless. What's going on in her head here? She doesn't even have to have a drink.
I'm not sure what's
She
going
doesn't
on in her head.
maintain her poise.
How is he only picking up on this now, though?
He's probably not. He probably realised straight away. Now that his son's come to him, he's going, oh my
He's
goodness.
backpedaling.
Yeah.
Why couldn't I have learnt this earlier? Is there an easier way to pick this up so I could tell my son? Is there an easy way to pick up a girl with class? Millsy?
You're asking me? Class is in the eye of the beholder. There's class in everyone. And I think you need to look a little bit deeper because there's probably class in your second wife. You just haven't found it yet.
That was very deep.
That's optimistic.
Yes. You don't think so, Les? Shelley?
Who am I? No, I think that's
Can
very
you find
endearing.
class in everybody?
If you look deep down, but I just think alcohol's any sort of drug, you know, can turn people into monsters. Depends what's going on behind all the.
Did man land on the moon?
Did man land on the moon? Man did actually land on the moon in 1969.
And again, subsequently after that. Well,
Baz Luhrmann and Neil Armstrong.
we
There's been proof.
We talk about whether man actually did land on the moon. Coming up after this. Don't go away. More on Sweet and Sour, landing on the moon.
Sweet and Sour now available in stick form, which is going to be, I reckon, much more successful than their previous merchandising. Sweet and Sour chewing tobacco was never going to take off.
Oh, we're back. Oh. Caught me then. Not even on the right page. Here we go, straight into it. Dear Mitch, there is much confusion in our household about whether man did actually land on the moon. My husband keeps telling the kids that they've tried to fool all of us on this one so NASA could keep funding coming its way to keep developing weapons technology in the middle of the Cold War. He said that there are plenty of TV documentaries proving that man did not land on the moon. I don't know what to say to the kids here. I just tell them what I think I know. I don't know where my hubby gets his information, but he does read a lot. Interestingly, he also says that planet Earth is less than 10,000 years old. I don't want my kids to be laughing stocks at school. Could you please give me some answers here? Les, man land on the moon?
I'm actually not so sure it happened in the first instance.
What
I
are you
would
talking
say,
about?
Why?
You haven't read enough then.
I haven't. I don't really
What
care.
makes you doubt it?
What? Just the documentaries make me lean more towards no, but I haven't looked into it that much because who cares? It was on the moon. It wasn't nothing that's going to affect me here. Someone landed on the moon.
You actually think in 2010, after almost how many years?
Oh,
is
I
that?
reckon they have. I don't doubt
40
they
years,
have
41
now.
years.
But how they said that it was the first time that they landed on the moon, it was staged. It may have been. It
Maria
could
of Prospect, your husband is not alone.
be. Don't
you think it would have come
In saying
out?
that, with conspiracy theories, apparently the Earth is going to end in 2012. So who knows? Who cares?
It's almost upon us.
Yeah,
Man
we're going
didn't
to die.
land on the moon, and you better pack your bags
Because we're going to
all
die.
gone.
That's it. We're done.
Doesn't matter if you're packed. Come on, Millsy.
Well, if we're going to die, who gives a shit anyway? People that kind of believe in... I don't think Julia Gillard exists. So I'll throw that one out as well.
I wish Julia Gillard did
I don't really
exist.
think she does exist, and I think she's an alien, but... Please. I mean, wind not blowing the flag. I've seen moon rocks. The moon does exist. Neil was there. And I always feel for Michael Collins, who was stuck in that little shuttle. No one ever remembers that, poor bastard. But Michael Collins put his wife...
I don't even know who
Who
Michael
la-
Collins
who
is.
walked
Buzz
as well.
walked with Neil, but Michael was in the little thing flying around.
Doing all the work.
Yeah, and no one even knows of Michael Collins. Should be a crusade. Good on you, Michael.
Wasn't there a film,
Well done.
Michael Collins?
There
Different
was, but he
Michael
was a different
Collins.
way. He was a
Different
terrorist.
Michael Collins. Mate, why are so many people so keen to take up conspiracy theories, do you think?
Because we don't believe what we're told. We don't trust anyone anymore. And I think that's the reason why because of Hollywood and all that stuff, we don't trust. Look, there's certain things in life, if we didn't go to the moon, then
We wouldn't have
there's
half
too
the
many people
technologies.
that were involved in keeping it undercover, and there was no one in the world we didn't go to the moon. And I can
think
assure you, I will bet my bodily part that we definitely went there. And you can have it if, and I tell you, you can have it if I'm wrong.
Maria of Prospect, South Australia's husband has his credibility in question anyway, because he says planet Earth is less than 10,000 years old. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Vincenzo, 10,000 years old, the planet, and this man believes that
Maria.
man didn't work on the moon.
Keep him away for when the kids are doing their homework. You don't want the kids to be a laughing stock at school. Don't let them quote your husband. Could I meet your husband? I've got a block of land I'd like to sell him. It sounds to me like he's just the sort of guy I want to go partners with. Man, the 30-year limit on freedom of information is gone well and truly. If there was any conspiracies, there would be out there people making millions of bucks. And
The Russians would have flushed it straight away anyway. We were in the middle of the Cold War then.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Hey, would you go to the moon though? There's a bloke flogging the moon at the moment through Virgin, and you can actually
Richard
book
Branson.
now.
Richard Branson.
Galactic.
He's not going to land on the moon though, he's just going to take a joyride out. And
No, you can stay there. You can do a Barbie. There's all different kind of packages. But
Yeah, well,
would you,
I'll
would,
be
you,
involved.
there goes a mistake.
would you like to be the first Prince of Flesh actually on the
I'd
moon?
be. Actually,
We
there's a
come
silly
with
chance.
me.
There's a silly
Silly
chance because
chance?
my son is studying to be an astronaut in Melbourne. I have you know. He's
Is this-
21 years of age. This coming.
Is he
this
an
coming.
airhead?
This coming. No, he's just a great kid, but mad about
Heads in the
space.
clouds.
Terrific.
And yeah, probably a little bit.
A
Yeah.
bit starstruck.
A little tiny bit blonde occasionally, but very intelligent. And he does 3 nights a week at Rockpool polishing glasses. So
Nice restaurant.
I think his life is on the right track.
might be our second
And
astronaut.
I've asked him just make sure I get the first delivery to Mars, because he's talking about going to Mars. He thinks the moon is a little bit passé.
Well, it is. They're very old man before he gets to Mars and comes back, though, mate. You better put that lamb roast on now. That shoulder lock really slow. Last word to a woman. Come on, Shell.
Okay, is the planet 10,000 years
10,000 years old.
Well, a lot of religious groups actually believe that it is 6,000 years old. However,
You think he's a nutter?
that-
A religious
no,
nutter?
no, I don't. I actually know where he's been getting his stories from, and
Oh.
that is a program called Conspiracy Theories. And if you don't have the program, you can simply get on the internet and start researching and see what your husband is actually up to. Because it actually took me about 5 minutes, literally, to find out all this information.
What, you can just Google conspiracy theories and...
You can Google the question, how old is the planet, and that will come up and it will tell you. Some people believe it's 6,000 years old. Other people believe it's actually 4.404 billion years old. And we know this because right here in Western Australia, there's a place called Jack Hill, and they've got pieces of zircon there. And they've been studied, and the actual age is zircon. Well, yeah, zircon. It's true.
Oh,
So-
God.
Good at you.
Not only did Jack and Jill go up the hill, they actually came back with a piece of zircon. And it's true.
I reckon
Jack,
anyone
without a
that
skirt
doesn't
on, what?
believe, whack him in a rocket, send him to the moon. I'll soon work out it's fair dinkum.
Send them off. We've got to give away a pair of limited edition sunglasses, courtesy of Aussie Opticals, to the best letter tonight. Which one did you like, Shell?
I like the first one. That guy's an idiot.
The new relationship, he doesn't want to go for dinner?
No.
Panel concur?
Yeah, happy.
Yes.
Yeah, he's going
Vincenzo?
to have
Yeah.
to hide from the public.
Yeah, he's
Hide
going to
from
be
the public.
embarrassed for a
Coming
while.
out to David of Cannington in Western Australia. We love saving on postage. That's terrific. A pair of limited edition sunnies, courtesy of Aussie Opticals. We've got to go, Vincenzo.
Mate, it's been a pleasure to be here.
Always good to have
It's
you,
always
mate.
good to have some lovely panellists to enjoy
Thank
a
you,
good
mate.
hard.
What about the other? Good to have you.
See you again soon.
Ciao, Vincenzo.
Over
Shell,
that.
first time tonight?
Yes.
Want to come back?
Absolutely.
We'll have you back. Good on you. All right,
I don't know
well,
if they will want me back though.
I'll tell you what we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about... Where is it? Little Miss Shelley's. But we'll talk about that afterwards.
Revolutionary beauty treatments.
Revolutionary beauty products. All
Beauty,
organic.
beauty treatments.
Miss Shelley's. They can email them.
They will be able
download
to,
on the
yes.
web?
It'll be www.misshellys.com.au.
Lucky we got that in just before we had to go. Les, Ray White,
Ray White.
on the phone. If you want to speak to Les, make your telephone donation over this way. Good to have you.
Good to
All
see
right,
you
mate.
again.
Have fun. Millsy.
Thanks, Mitch. My book's coming out for Christmas. How to put on 25 kilos in just 2 weeks.
On your shoulder roast.
We didn't keep you too long, mate.
Not at all.
No,
Mitch.
no, we'll
Good
see
to
you for breakfast tomorrow morning, 6 p.m.
Absolutely.
Good on you. We've got to go. Thank all our terrific panellists. Thank our wonderful crew, and thanks for having us at home tonight, Australia. Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.